What's up everybody? Here with another super helpful video, to help you with your programming here. How you're programming your lifting. I'm gonna get you some more gains. First off though, I wanna stop and say thank you to everyone for so much views, comments, likes, etc. I wrote this out already so I don't spend so much time on it because I ramble so easy. Etc. The support has been awesome, especially with all the new subscribers. I've gained 18 new subscribers in a month at the time of making this video right now. And y'all don't know how happy that makes me, how much that keeps the fire burning that much more to bring y'all great content. One thing I will ask, other than always like, share, subscribe, and comment, is if you do subscribe to my channel or are a new subscriber, hell, even if you've been with me since day one, comment and tell me what made you want to subscribe. Was it a certain style of video, my personality, my physique, an inspirational talk? What was it? I really like to know so I can connect with y'all more and also see what kind of videos and topics you like so I can make more videos on that topic or similar videos. Thanks again everybody, much love. Now onto the video. Sorry for this intro if you clicked on the video straight for the information. I know sometimes personally when people don't get right to the topic of the video, when I'm in a hurry to find the information, it can be a little aggravating. But I had to stop and thank y'all, and even you watching now if you're not a subscriber. But I'll always make time to stop and say thanks to y'all. Now let's get into it. Alright, again, article will be first link in bio. Greg Nuckols is the author of this article. If y'all know anything about Greg, or if you don't, he's very, very well respected in the basically muscle building, strength building, fat loss, basically anything kind of training related science realm. He's very respected there. You can look at him if you want. Again, like I said, his website there, he has probably thousands of articles. I've just been reading a lot of them. I read a lot during December while I was in the mall, had a kiosk, and I was sitting there, a lot of days, so I was reading through all this. And I know a lot of people don't like to read. They say the average, I've been hearing a lot of people say, very successful people, like I don't know where they get the stat from, but the average American reads one book a year. So I know a lot of people don't like to read. I enjoy reading. I enjoy learning and, improving myself. So I went through, picked out the notes, and I'm just gonna be talking to you so you don't have to read. You can just chillax, listen. There's gonna be basically two charts I'm gonna pop up. One will be a chart, one will be how to actually lay out and apply this knowledge I'm about to tell you. This is basically gonna be why daily undulating periodization is better than linear periodization. I'll kind of go into all that in here in a second if you don't know what that means. But all in all, gonna be making you build muscle and strength faster. And who doesn't want that? If you're, you want to get the most out of the time and energy you're putting into the gym. So let's get into it. Original title of this, The Boogeyman of Training Protocols and Why It May Be Just What You Need. Now, I'm probably about to start and hop over to some training footage so you're not just looking at me talking to the camera the whole time. If y'all tell if I look kind of sweaty to you, or if you can kind of see the ink on my shirt and stuff, it's because I'm recording this in the middle of a print session. I have my own clothing brand. I'll pop up the shirt I'm working on now. My newest German short-haired pointer shirts. But anyway, I'm in the middle of that process. I've been printing all day. Time to come eat. I'm actually just recording this video really quick while my fish cooks, cooking some whiting. Gonna have a sweet potato with it, some herbal tea, banana, walnuts, and some Greek yogurt. Not in that order, but anyway, let's get into the point of the video. Daily undulating periodization, or DUP, also called daily nonlinear periodization, is an idea that seems to be gathering cobwebs in the fitness world at large, in spite of the fact that it's been well supported in the scientific literature for over a decade. Sure, a few articles on popular websites have popped up here and there, and a lot of the better coaches have incorporated daily undulating periodization into their programming, but the concept of it hasn't been hasn't taken root generally yet. It sounds so scientific and complicated that it scares most people. However, I'm here to explain it in simple terms and tell you how you can use it in your own training programs. Daily undulating periodization primarily serves to mitigate the repeated bout effect. The idea that the more you're exposed to a stimulus, the weaker your reaction to it will be. Think about your first days in the gym versus now. Back then you gained strength and size much faster and you got much sorer after each session. That's the repeated bout effect in action. With conventional training, you're exposing your body to essentially the same stimulus every time you train. Sure, you're going to apply some sort of progressive overload, but the volume is similar, the weights are similar, the reps are similar, and the goal is incremental progress. An alternative is a periodized plan, which shifts training variables every few weeks. However, the theory behind daily undulating periodization is that even periodized plans don't go far enough in varying the stimulus to mitigate the repeated bout effect. Several weeks is still plenty of time to adapt to a stimulus. First major point here. Indeed, some research from Charles Poliquin showed as much back in the 80s changing stimulus every 2 weeks wasn't any better than classic linear periodization. And there's a link to that research on the page as well as all the other studies. I think that's very major that you want to keep that in mind. I'll come back to that in my takeaways at the end of the video. But every 2 weeks was not enough to give you the gains from daily undulating periodization. So that was not as effective as just doing regular linear periodization. With DUP, daily undulating periodization, I just want to make sure you aren't missing that. Rather than changing your volume, intensity, rep ranges every few weeks, you change them every day you train. That way, your muscles don't adapt with as much specificity as they otherwise could, decreasing the impact of the repeated bout effect, allowing responsiveness to training to remain higher. Now, I'm sure one of the questions I'm going to get is, so bro, basically this is saying that muscle confusion is scientific, right? I almost hate to dignify this with a response, but I know I need to beforehand. Daily undulating periodization is also muscle confusion in the broadest sense. It maintains that the body will respond more strongly to more novel stimuli, but without the haphazardness of what is typically seen as muscle confusion. This isn't barbell curls today, dumbbell curls tomorrow, preacher curls after that, followed by drag curls kind of training. That is often talked about when people talk about muscle confusion, which is basically never doing the same workout twice, change exercises every workout. There are drawbacks to this form of training when it comes to making gains, but I'm not getting into that this video, as that would take a little bit to explain. If you want me to explain further in another video, comment down below, and if I get a request, I may make a video explaining it, or I will. That last part there was from me, not from Greg. Basically that whole half of that paragraph there. Anyway, it's more like, I'm just going to keep saying, a lot of this is from it, and I put notes in here and there. It's more like squat with more reps and volume today, then squat heavy doubles a couple days from now, and squat with a classic 3 to 5 sets of 5 to 6 reps a couple days after that. You still get the motor learning benefits of frequent exposure to a motor pattern while retaining the benefits of enhanced muscular responsiveness to changes in stimulus. So enough theory, let me throw a few studies at you as proof of the concept. In one of the classic studies in this area, 2 groups of subjects that had been training for an average of about 5 years prior to the study, not elite athletes by any stretch of imagination, but they at least had some time under their belt, used either a linear periodization or a daily undulating periodization training plan. Linear periodization is often used on a year cycle or something close to a year. You change reps and volume, but over a longer period of time. For example, say you had a powerlifting meet on a certain date. Well, say you start with 15 reps the first month, then the second month you go down to 13 reps, the third month you go down to 11 reps, then next month 9 reps, then 7, all the way down to your maxing out and testing your strength. Then you may have a deload type week then before your competition, then you would have your competition. The reps can also change every 2 months, 3 months, or whatever. I just use 1 month for the main example, but that's how you would do linear periodization. All right, so the 2 plans were set up thusly. Pop the graph up on the screen. This is from Rhea et al. 2002. You can see there, linear periodization groups for week 1 through 4, 3 sets of 8 rep max. Weeks 5 through 8 were 3 sets of 6 rep max. Weeks 9 was 3 sets of 4 rep max. So you can see there, you know, every 4 weeks, every month, they're dropping, you know what I'm saying? They're keeping the sets the same, but the intensity is going up, but the volume's dropping. So intensity comes up, volume drops. That's typically how you set up your periodization. You know, you don't keep the same amount of volume. You know, you wouldn't do basically like 3 sets of 10 and 10 sets of 3 is the same volume, but normally you do like 3 sets of 3. That's kind of what they're doing in this. And that's generally kind of what you do. You might go up a little bit, but you don't always match. And I'll pop a video up I did about the hypertrophy range being a myth, where they actually did match that in studies where, you know, looking at different rep ranges, and there's no difference, there's no hypertrophy rep range. The muscle gain is the same in every doing regardless of any reps. There was studies looking at like sets of 3s and 2s and 12s and 15s, and there's people doing 100s and 40s and 30s and 50s, and everybody basically made the same amount of muscle gain. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. If you want to look in that deeper, I highly recommend that video. Open your eyes to very common, super common myth, basically, that, you know, if you talk to anybody, yo, gotta lift heavy to get big, you gotta lift heavy to get big. No, you don't. How about I like my joints, I'm trying to be lifting my whole entire life, trying to live a very long and healthy life, you know, and I don't believe you have to be lifting singles and doubles and triples, even 5x5s. Like, you don't have to be putting that much stress on your joints. And does it really put super stress on your joints? It makes sense that it does. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen any research behind it, but I'm going to be looking at that before long. But it makes sense that the heavier you get, you know, the more tension you're put on your joints. And, you know, you can build more muscle. You can't really build more joints like cartilage and stuff like that. Once that goes, it's gone. Anyway, the daily undulating periodization group, you see day 1 was a 3 sets of 8 rep max. Day 2 was a 3 sets of 6 rep max. Day 3 was a 3 sets of 4 rep max. So what the linear periodization group was doing every month, the daily undulating periodization group was doing every day. Basically how they were changing, instead of changing reps every month, they're changing them every time, every day basically. The results of this study, mind-boggling. These two groups had put on essentially the exact same, they have put in essentially the same exact work over 12 weeks. The workouts were the same, the order and the structure were just different. The daily undulating periodization group experienced almost exactly double the results, 28.8% versus 14.4% improvement on bench press, and 55.8% versus 25.7% improvement on leg press. Several other studies have shown similar results, and there are links to those 2 studies as well. Daily undulating periodization is a better setup than most of the popular programs out there. So to make this article useful, let's go into how you can set up a simple daily undulating periodization program for yourself and how to make adjustments moving forward. Step 1. Choose exercises. These should be the exercises you're trying to improve in, or exercises that are going to target the muscles you want to grow. Like, say if you're lacking upper chest, or you want to incorporate an incline press of some sort. You just don't want to be doing flats and declines. And if you're trying to target, you know, your delts to grow, your medial head, where you're doing overhead pressing and you're doing side raises and things like that. So pick your exercises to your goals. Step 2, pick 3 different set/rep schemes for each exercise. The RIA study showed that 3x4, 3x6, and 3x8 is plenty of variety. But some coaches I've talked to who rely heavily on daily undulating periodization have told me that larger swings, even going all the way from sets of 21 day to singles or doubles on another, works as well. In general, make these in line with your primary goal. Now, I think that is awesome, Because again, not just from, I told you earlier, there's no hypertrophy rep range. You can lift any rep range. You're gonna be making gains. Just need to be lifting basically to failure or very close to failure. And basically make sure you're eating enough. And then if you're progressively, able to do more weight over time for more reps or more volume over time, you're gonna be growing. So I will put this, I'll note this here. So you don't, like I say, you don't have to go that low, but that's great. For me, I've trained 15 reps majority of my lifting life, career, whatever you want to call it. But my main thing I'm doing now is 15, 13, 11. I mean, you could do 20, 15, 10, you know what I'm saying? But that's awesome that you can only go off 2 reps, and that's enough variety to get you double the gains that you would be doing if you're doing a regular linear periodization. And the thing is, if you're not periodizing at all, linear periodization is better than no periodization. So think about how much better daily undulating periodization is than no periodization. All right, back to the notes here. Now, I will note that Greg says if you're trying to gain size, 12s, 8s, and 5s might be perfect. If strength is your main goal, 6s, 4s, and 2s might be a better option. However, he published this article earlier than the article I went off of in my last video about the hypertrophy rep range being a myth. And that was looking over 30 studies, so it's not my opinion, it's science. I'll pop that video up again on the screen now, and I highly recommend that you go check that out. So if your main goal is muscle gain and you don't care so much about gaining strength, which is basically bodybuilding, which is what I do, and this is not saying you don't only gain muscle and no strength, because a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle and a stronger muscle is a bigger muscle. As I said, I do bodybuilding style training and have consistently gained strength over my years of lifting. However, when it comes to gaining 1 rep max strength, yes, you are better off training more closely to your 1 rep max, since your body gets better at what you consistently do. Training with very heavy weights for only a few reps leads to your body getting more efficient at handling very heavy weights for a few reps, as opposed to higher reps, which builds more strength endurance. With every single rep from your 1 rep max you add, you're building more strength endurance. However, muscle growth is the same regardless of reps used. Step 3. So basically, if you're trying to strength focused, yeah, you can go super low reps if you're trying to do powerlifting meets and stuff. But if you're just looking at muscle growth, reps don't matter, bruh. Step 3. Define how you're going to overload each lift and set/rep scheme. Step 4. When you plateau on a set/rep scheme, make some substitutions that keep the integrity of your overall program intact. So Greg lays out 2 examples for setting up your program. The first one is way more complicated than the second one. I'm not even going to discuss the first one because of that. I actually have set up my program to follow the second example he laid out and have been making great gains, and I don't believe it needs to be any more complicated than that. If you want to see the first one, simply go to the first link in the bio and scroll down until you see the examples. The first one just uses a lot more complicated ways of progression models, being multiple different ones on every. The only reason I would say to run a program that much more complicated would be if you have hit a plateau and are already an experienced lifter, say at least 5 years of consistent lifting, and you know what you're doing when it comes to nutrition and recovery. Because a lot of the times, if your numbers aren't moving up, then you're not giving your body enough calories every day to grow. That's all I'm going to say on that here. So let's check out the second example and wrap this up so you can apply this to your lifting program and make you more and faster gains. You can run a linear program for each lift on each day, but still achieve daily undulating periodization by rotating workouts. So instead of crazy set/rep/progressions, it could be as simple as sticking to the same set/rep scheme on day 1, having a different one for day 2, and having another one on day 3, and running each training day as if it was a linear progression, adding weight as you are able. I'll pop this up on the screen here. As you see, day 1 would be a squat 5x5, bench 5x5, deadlift 5x5. Day 2 would be squat 3x12, bench 3x12, and deadlift 3x12. Day 3 would be a squat 3x3, bench 3x3, and deadlift 3x3. So as you see, the reps would, day 1s, 5s, day 2s, day 3s are 3s. It can be as simple as this example or way more complicated than the first example that Greg laid out. All right, so the main takeaways here: daily undulating periodization / weekly undulating periodization is better than linear periodization when and only when your training reps use at least every week. I referenced earlier a study showing that waiting even 2 weeks before switching will not give you the benefits of daily undulating periodization. So, in a 7-day period, and like I'm about to explain how I took this information along with other information, and how I laid out my program and how you can do it, because I really doubt, if you're watching this, you could, but I highly doubt you're doing squat, bench, and deadlift on day 1, and then your second day lift and doing squat, bench, and deadlift. I highly doubt it, and if you are, cool, then it's that much easier for you. But how I laid mine out, I'm doing a push-pull leg split. Okay, I work all my pushing muscles in one day. The next day is all pulling muscles. Actually, my push and pull, I don't do triceps or biceps. And then day 3 is a leg day. And then off. Day 5, come back, push, chest and shoulders, back, legs, off. So as you see, I'm kind of on an 8-day training split. Basically, I mean, in one whole week, if everything goes, if I'm recovered good, but a lot of times I'm printing shirts, I'm carrying a bunch of shirts here and there, I'm doing a lot of work as well. So sometimes that interferes with recovery. So it's not always perfect, but the more frequent you can train that muscle, the better. Not getting into all of that in this video. That take a lot longer time. Not want to get off track on that. So I was lifting like every 7th day, every 8th day. But now I'm stimulating my muscle every 4th day. And it works perfect for me for the volume I've picked. Now, it comes down to your volume, how much you can handle in a certain amount of time and when you can recover from. So I found the volume I chose. I will be doing videos before long on my smart bulk. So I'm calling my bulk now. And I'm kind of a little behind schedule with it. But I've been bulking for a while now. But exactly the nutrition, supplements I'm taking, laying out my whole training program. And basically, I'm doing it every 4th day. So like I said, chest, back, legs, off. And this would be chest again. So that's chin and chest. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, hitting it on that 4th day every day. So how I do it again, push, pull legs. Okay, push day 1, 15 reps. Pull day 1, 15 reps. Leg day 1, 15 reps. I actually hadn't been varying as much on legs, but I'm not getting on that. We'll just keep it simple. 15, 15, 15 for each day 1 of that. Off. Chest day 2, 13 reps. Back day 2, 13 reps. Leg day 2, 13 reps. Off. Chest day 1, I come back to my workout 1, 11 rep goal. Back workout 1 again, 11 rep goal. Leg day that week, 11 rep goal. And then I take a day off, and then I'll be coming back, push day 2, 15 rep goal. Push day 2, pull day 2, 15 rep goal. So then I'm starting back over the cycle, but this time, because my push day 1s and 2s and my pull days 1s and 2s, even the leg day, every day is a little bit different. I'm not hitting exactly like, just say push day 1, I'm doing incline. Push day 2, doing flat. Pull day 1, vertical pull, like a pull down. Pull day 2, doing like rows, a horizontal pull. So my back's getting stimulated, but in different angles, basically hitting different muscles. Hitting my muscles a little bit differently. So, and I've even ran down, but like I just said, 3's enough, but I've even ran down to a 15, 13, 11, 9, 7. I just wanted to see how the weights felt down there, a little bit lower, because I normally would train, I just put weight on the bar, and then I was always trying to consistently gain reps on that. I've just now recently started in the past month or 2 training a specific rep range, you could say, where like I'm like I said, the whole day's 15. So like I'm trying to hit 15 on every rep, and I'm manipulating my weight each set to try to hit that rep range, that goal. So, but those lower ones felt good too, but as of now, for the majority, I'm gonna be sticking to 15, 13, 11, and every now and then if I wanna go down to the 7 or the 9 and 7, I'll do that. And the way I have it laid out, since I have 2 days for each muscle, like I push day 1, push day 2, well, how it rotates is, just say week 1, push day 1 gets 15 reps, push day 2 gets 13, and then push day 1 gets 11, push day 2 gets 15 this time. So push day 2 gets hit by the 15 reps again, and then this time the push day 1 gets to 13 reps. So the way you set it up, how it's, I got 2 days, I picked 3 different rep ranges like the study says here. That way every other week or every time I run through my cycle, each movement's getting that different stimulus, you know, weight rep as well, different reps as well. And then even on, you know, every 4th day, my body's feeling the different reps for that muscle as well. So that's how I laid mine out. I think the gains have been coming good. So it has a lot to do with my nutrition as well, which I'm gonna outline all that, but it's the first time I've done this is the most major shift done into my training, my whole lifting, basic career, whatever you wanna say, and I've been lifting 4.5 years. Just been doing a lot of research and optimizing everything, diet, just lifting, because I want to be getting the most bang out of my butt. Even this here, I got a video on this basically leucine freeform, 15 to 30 minutes before a meal, increases muscle protein synthesis, which is basically when your body's going in and building muscle. So I'm increasing my muscle building rate by just having that before every meal. Pop that video up. That's super crucial. Like, I'm not trying to get y'all to watch my video, I'm trying to move this knowledge onto y'all. I've spent, you know, 20, 30 minutes reading the article, spend another however long making the notes, recording the video. Like, I'm trying to get this knowledge out to y'all so y'all can be making, like, getting the most bang for your buck. You're putting in that time, like I said earlier, you want to get the most out of your effort you're putting in. So you want to be doing it right. Again, smart bulk and all that coming before long. I got it written down. I have a bunch of list of videos I want to do, and I'm constantly moving down it. But yeah, so let's you know, let's train hard, but let's train smart. You know, you don't, yeah, cool to be the hardest worker, right? But let's be a hard worker and a smart worker. You know, it's dumb to work harder when you can work a little bit less hard and get more results. Like, why would you want to work harder and get less results? You know what I'm saying? You could work the exact amount of hardness, like, you know what I'm saying, put the same effort in, but this way you get this much results, this way you get this much results. Why would you not, you know, do this way, do these methods to get more results? It's gonna speed up it's gonna lessen the time between you and your goals. So I'm ending it here. I don't want to keep rambling on for too long. Thank y'all for watching. I really hope that helped. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, like I said at the beginning, or if you've already subscribed, let me know why you subscribe. Is it just you like gaining the information? Again, something I said, my personality and motivational talk. You draw inspiration from me, whatever, physique, training programs. I just want to know. Stay happy, stay healthy. Go make y'all some gains. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. I don't even train my arms directly, like I said. See y'all on the next one. Peace out. I'm still making gains, son. Peace out.